We are nearly 7 weeks into hurricane season, and the 53rd Weather Reconnaissance Squadron, also known as the Hurricane Hunters, are prepared and ready to fly.
NBC 15's Kelly Foster caught up with them recently. Kelly, you found out some new and interesting facts.
I sure did, Greg and Kim. With the Hurricane Hunters base at Keesler Air Force Base in Biloxi, we always stay in touch with them during hurricane season. And we're learning more about the crew, the aircraft, and how they actually fly into the storm. For almost 50 years, the Hurricane Hunters based out of Biloxi have been flying into storms to provide better forecasts. Crew members have a unique role on each aircraft.
We have a crew of 5, 2 pilots, a navigator, a weather officer, and a loadmaster. We all fly together. The weather officers are unique. They're trained right here at Keesler because we are the only unit in the world that flies this mission operationally.
When flying into a storm environment, the aircraft is loaded down with fuel. The aircraft weighs about 155,000 pounds, with 60,000 pounds of that being fuel.
This aircraft can loiter in the storm environment for about 5 to 6 hours. However, we can stay airborne for about 13 to 13 and a half hours. The longest flight on record in the squadron is 14 and a half hours, which was in our older aircraft. It was able to carry more fuel than the current aircraft.
Speaking of flying into the storm, there are some misconceptions.
We fly in the storm. A lot of people think we come over the top and drop down into the center of the storm and take readings. That's not true. I mean, if this is the eye wall, we punch right through the side at 10,000 feet. And that's where we get the roughest ride, as we're penetrating the eye wall. We'll crisscross through the storm on what's called an alpha pattern. It takes about an hour and 40 minutes. It's like a big triangle in the sky at 10,000 feet. We'll do that 4 times to gather data and get that information down to the National Hurricane Center.
Once the National Hurricane Center receives that information, the NHC releases it for the world to see. But new advances are ahead.
One of the newest things that we've got coming online here pretty soon is actually having Wi-Fi on the plane where we can broadcast stuff real time to the National Hurricane Center.
Now, there are a lot of advances in the near future when it comes to forecasting and collecting data for the National Hurricane Center.